top 5 best bombers in the world. There is no doubt that there are only 2 countries that are working hard on new bombers. These are Russia and the United States. All others are either customers or tenants of this type of military equipment. Of course, there are other countries that produce or develop in this field of military engineering, but they are significantly far behind the 2 most powerful forces. That is why in our ranking today there are representatives of only these 2 countries. We arranged the bombers in the following order. 1. Rockwell B-1 Lancer, the U.S. The Rockwell B-1 Lancer is the only aircraft in service with the United States Air Force with a variable swept wing. The bomber uses composite materials to reduce the effective scattering area. The front horizontal surfaces, the edges of the wing, stabilizer and air intakes, as well as the bomb bay doors are made of composites. The joints of the airframe skin are sealed with a special tape, which is then covered with paint. According to the creators, the B-1 has unique characteristics of initial survival, surpassing the B-52 by 2 to 3 times according to some criteria. Rockwell B-1 bomber the Lancer can reach speeds of 1,328 km/h and carry 56 tons of bombs or missiles. Tu-95 MS, Russia. It's old, slow, turboprop and very noisy. It can be detected by any long-range radar, but this does not bother the Tu-95 MS at all. The aircraft is armed with Kh-55 cruise missiles with a nuclear warhead, which can hit targets at a distance of 3,000 kilometers, SM modification. Therefore, it is not necessary for the Bear to enter the enemy's air defense zone. Slow, only 830 km/h, Tu-95 MS bomber has a high flight range, about 11,000 kilometers and a ceiling of 12,000 meters. For 17 hours of flight, Bear consumes 96 tons of aviation kerosene. Moreover, the Tu-95 MS, with its frequent appearances at the NATO borders, are quite costly for the Allies. The fact is that the margin of safety of the obsolete airframe Bear is simply huge. It will last for 20 years, but for the common NATO fighter F-16 this figure is 8,000 hours, for the F-18, 6,000 hours. (3) Northrop B-2 Spirit, the U.S. The strategic stealth bomber Northrop B-2 Spirit is the most expensive aircraft in the history of military aviation. In 1997 prices, it was worth about $2 billion. The cruising speed of the stealth bomber is low, only 800 km/h, but it has a high flight range, 11,000 kilometers and a ceiling of 15,000 meters. The aircraft is capable of taking on board 16 B-61 atomic bombs, or 8,907 kilograms guided laser-guided bombs GBU-27 Paveway 2, or 8,227 kilograms bombs. 4. B-52 Stratofortress, the U.S. Strategic bombers B-52 Stratofortress can rightly be called veterans. The first 52 took off in 1952, and the last left the assembly line in 1963. The U.S. Air Force plans to keep this aircraft in service until 2040. The bomber is subsonic. Its maximum speed is 960 km/h, its flight range is 16,700 kilometers, and the ceiling is about 16,000 meters. The B-52 Stratofortress can carry 27 tons of combat payload. The bomber was actively used during the last battles in Afghanistan and Iraq, where it successfully coped with combat missions. Tu-160 Blackjack, Russia. The Tu-160 is the largest supersonic aircraft in the history of military aviation, an aircraft with variable wing geometry, and the most powerful and heaviest combat aircraft in the world. In terms of speed, it can compete with a fighter, 2,300 km/h. It can carry up to 54 tons of bombs and missiles, with a maximum flight range of 13,950 kilometers. The Russian Air Force is armed with 16 such aircraft, which are gradually being modernized. At one time, these strongest aircraft were at the disposal of the Ukrainian Air Force, but they were destroyed at the initiative of Washington, and all stocks of X-55 cruise missiles with a nuclear warhead were also destroyed.